Good afternoon to my high schoolers. I just wanted to check in with you guys. I actually miss you. I know you're going to find that hard to believe, but your smiling faces are a lot easier to talk to than this crazy screen. This is my fourth video of the day, so hopefully I've learned something. You know how technically savvy I am, so this has been absolutely painful all day long, but I am hopeful that things are getting better, and you are my last video, and then I am headed outdoors to get a little bit of fresh air and to put my back into shape because I've been sitting on this couch all day until I've just about become one with it. So enough complaining. I just wanted to tell you that I miss you. I thought that you might find this interesting, my reading today. It is true. I do thank God for every remembrance of you, and I do keep you in my prayers. But what I thought you might find very interesting is that he says, I hold you in my heart, for you are all partakers of with me of grace, both in my imprisonment and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel. So I thought you might find that hilarious that I was reading that today. It might feel a little bit like imprisonment, being stuck at home, but it is not. Praise the Lord. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because I know you all have plenty to do. All right, I want to talk about first what's going to stay the same. It's our subjects. We're still going to be doing writing, grammar, literature, vocabulary, but what will change is where we do these things and how we turn them in. So I have created a file on Google Drive for each of your classes. Sophomores, I called yours European Literature. I have American Literature and Advanced Literature for you seniors. So you will, if you haven't been creating your documents on a Google Doc, I would appreciate it if you would, or at least copy and paste it into a Google Doc for me, because you're going to turn it in on Google Drive, and that will save my computer from dying on me. So I will create a folder, and I will say put it in here. For instance, the seniors are turning in a paper for me sometime over the weekend, tomorrow through Monday, and I've given you a link to the folder, and you will just copy and paste or drag and drop your document into that, and that will keep everything straight for me, and I will make comments and they will go directly back to you. It'll be a beautiful thing. All right, for grammar, I have also put onto that same Google Drive folder your grammar sheets and the answer keys. So as always, you get out of something as much as you put into it. And so I am expecting you to work on these worksheets. And then since you have the answers right there, go right ahead and check it. If you don't understand something, you know what to do. Email me. If you do understand what you missed, then you've learned something, and that's what I'm hopeful that you will do. I also am going to be throwing in grammar quizzes occasionally. If I get back to it, I might even do it tomorrow, but I am taking way too long to create things, so at some point I have to stop and finish your grading. But I will be doing that from time to time, and of course, when we get to a test, hopefully we will be back in school, but if not, then I will create that on a Google form, and it will be sent to you, the link. So one thing I just want to mention here is that you have signed the honor code, and I expect you to hold to it. If I label something as a quiz or a test, that will be in the title of the form, and I will appreciate it very much if you will take that without notes or friends or family members or whoever, if the dog's any help, you can leave him outside your room. All right. Next, literature will continue as usual, except that we will be doing Google Form quizzes, and often these will take the place of please give me a question or two, a prediction perhaps. For you sophomores, we've done that a good bit this semester. So those will be things that I will put on a Google form again, and then that will generate a list. I will pick the top questions that I feel like really further our conversation, and I will throw them out there to you. I'm still trying to decide exactly how best to do that. If you have an idea about how that works best, I don't know if Google Chat's the best way to do it or what. But if you have some good suggestions, feel free to drop me an email. And this will be a place for us to occasionally have conversations. I will send you a Zoom link with plenty of notice ahead of time but those will occur during our regular class hours, most likely on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because I know quite a few of you work and I don't want to start getting into your work schedules. All right, final item is vocabulary, which will continue to take place on Quizlet as it always has. If I have time, I'll create more lists, particularly for you juniors. I know Romeo and Juliet is hurting, but if you will study and learn on Quizlet, but then I will send out a Google form quiz whenever we need to take an assessment. Okay, that covers that one. Just wanted to make sure that everybody understood. You probably have already figured this out, but all of your instructions will be on RenWeb Monday through Friday. That is the change. So it will be under homework notes. Monday through Friday, there will be something assigned every day. Sometimes I will just copy and paste from one day to the next if I feel like the assignments are enough to cover 2 days worth of time. Obviously, all three of you classes are in the middle of a big project, a form of the thesis. And so I know that you need plenty of time to get that taken care of, and I will try not to eat into that time. But I also need to finish covering our books and get our other agenda items checked off. So just let me know if things are starting to take too long to get accomplished. But those would need to be things that are not taking too long simply because you have procrastinated up until this point. So make sure that you have kind of vetted your complaints before you send anything over to make sure that that isn't the issue. All right. All assignments are due on the day that they are assigned, unless I note that. However, once I put everything up, which I am hoping I will get quicker and able to put up an entire week's worth of work early in the week, maybe even over the weekend, Lord willing. And if I do so, then you are always welcome to work ahead. Obviously, Google Forms will just hold the information for me, and when I get to it, I will have your document already in there, or your quiz already graded, or your test already graded, which will be a beautiful thing. Okay. All your materials will either be on that Google Drive folder, or I will provide a link. And most of the time I will do both. It will be in both locations. Obviously it's not obviously to you, but I messed up on some 8th grade quizzes and shared my version of it with them. So I'll try not to do that with you, but I will just send you links to any kind of quizzes or tests. All right, last thing. This one was more for the 8th grade, but I left it in there for you because I know sometimes you sit at home and labor over things and, moan about how long something's taking. If something seems to be taking an abnormal amount of time, you should be emailing me. I need to know that. If homework is taking too long, if it's taking more than the allotted hours, and this is not including long-term projects because obviously those don't fit in the few hours of homework that we have slotted to us during the week. But if other things are taking way too long, I need to know that and as soon as possible. So please drop me an email. I will be checking them regularly throughout the day, all 5 days of the week, and usually Saturday and Sunday as well. All right. So finally, we can do this and we can have fun. I am planning as soon as I get my feet up underneath me and I get everything taken care of. I'm already plotting some really good, especially if this continues to last more than a week or so. I am planning some kind of treasure hunts in literature, that kind of thing. Something that'll be fun, ways that you can earn extra credit points for participation. And that brings me to my final point, which is that there will be, perhaps not every week, but many weeks during this time, a notation of participation. So it's not a time-based thing, but as long as you are doing everything and turning everything in, that will be a bonus for you to get some points for doing so. All right, I miss you. I hope we see each other soon. I am praying that this ends within a week or two, and that we get back to the live version because I personally prefer that to staring at my screen. All right, I hope you're doing well. If you have any questions, you know what to do. Bye.